All right, thanks for joining me again here on Valley News Now. I'm here with Eric Eisenlohr, the president of the Fargo Firefighters Local 642 Union. Kind of a mouthful there,
Yeah,
but
thank you.
yeah, thank you for joining us. Today we are talking about Measure 3 on the city's ballot, which we could see a quarter-cent sales tax increase
Correct.
over the next 20 years. Talk to me about what exactly this measure means.
So what this measure means is that it's a different revenue source for the city to generate money. And the idea behind it is that there's a lot of people that come and work and play in the city of Fargo, but they don't necessarily live here or pay property taxes. So your property taxes pay for emergency services, the roads being plowed, the libraries. It pays for all city services. Your property tax also pays for your county property tax, pays for the school district and things like that. So there's a lot that goes into your property taxes, and there's a lot of people that take money out of that. The sales tax would help generate revenue, about $8 million a year, and that would be split between fire and police in the city of Fargo, and it would help fund those fire departments. And we've been having an issue with retention and attracting people to come and work here. Mm-hmm. And so this sales tax measure would help be able to pay for equipment, operations, and buildings for the fire and police department, which if money was already going to be spent on those things in the city of Fargo, then that would free up some dollars to be spent on, hiring more police officers, buying equipment, building remodels. It would free up dollars to be able to be used for pretty much anything.
You mentioned that one of the issues is recruitment. Why is that? Why don't people want to work in the industry here in Fargo?
Well, there's been a change. I've been in the firefighting business for 23 years, and so there's been a change. It's not as many people want to be firefighters or cops anymore. And I guess there's probably a lot that goes into that, but being a firefighter is hard work, and it's a dirty job, and it's not necessarily always great. The hours are, we work 24-hour shifts. Mm-hmm. We're away from our family for 24 hours, so you miss out on a lot. If you have a family, you miss out on sports, school programs, things like that, but then we're off for 24 hours, so sometimes you can make those things. It's just the schedule. Competing with private industry is a lot tougher these days because we don't, to work that 56-hour schedule, you have to pay a little bit more, and in the city of Fargo right now, we lag behind other cities.
Mm-hmm. Who came up with this idea? Was this something firefighters along with police came up with, or what was the thing that sparked this idea of Measure 3?
Well, so we've been watching what other fire departments across the nation have been doing, and this is something that's become very popular nationwide. In fact, our neighbors in West Fargo did this a couple years ago. They did a half-cent sales tax, and so what we're doing is a quarter cent. So for every $4 you spend, an additional penny would be added onto your bill, and that would go towards fire and police protection in the city of Fargo. West Fargo did a half-cent 2 years ago, and they'll generate a similar dollar amount. We'll generate about $8 million a year to be split between fire and police. I believe they're generating about $4 million off of their half-cent.
Some people who are against this measure that I've talked to at the polls, or some of our Valley News Live crew members have, they say, well, the city should be funding our first responders anyway. No is my answer. What do you have to say to those who are against it?
Well, I obviously would encourage people for a yes vote, but I've heard that as well. And yes, we agree. We certainly think that the city should prioritize, public safety. And it's something that we've been working with the city administration and mayor for years. And it just hasn't happened. And for many years we've been told, well, if you could just wait, we might be able to do something for you next year. If you can wait, we'll see what happens 2 years from now, because this funding will be changing or that funding will be changing. We had the flood to deal with. They had to buy out a bunch of homes for the diversion. So it seems like every year there's some reason not to fix the problem. And so this is an idea that, like I said, has been going on nationwide. So we're not reinventing the wheel here. We're just taking what other people have done and bringing it forward. And it's a good idea, to be honest. It's a way to generate money from people that don't live here, but they are protected by the fire and police services they get when they come here. So if you are traveling through town and you have a car accident, we respond and we take care of the situation, but you don't get a bill from us. The property tax, the people who pay property tax in the city of Fargo, they're the ones who pay the bill. So this is a way to help offset the cost without raising property taxes for the citizens.
Well, clearly the answer to tonight is you want the measure to pass. Voters to say yes.
Correct.
Are you at all nervous about how tonight might go?
Of course, yeah. So it takes a 60% vote, which is difficult. A 50% vote is difficult. So 60 is really difficult. But what we've had overwhelming support from the community, and a lot of people have stated what you said earlier, that the city commission should handle this, and we agree. But this would help generate revenue for the city and help the city as a whole, because that money will benefit all city employees. If you can free up money in the general fund, it will benefit all city employees.
Do you think we'll have an answer by tonight? You never know with elections.
I absolutely think we'll have an answer by tonight. It's just what time is that answer going to come in? But yeah, we're hopeful that it'll pass, and I think it will definitely have a positive impact. If it does pass, it'll have a positive impact on fire and police, on both those departments in the city of Fargo, for the next 20 years and beyond, because we'd be able to accomplish things that we couldn't because we're constantly being told there's no money.
And then the reality of it, of course, is things cannot go the way the first responders are hoping for. What would be next? Would you try again in the future?
I wouldn't take that off the table. I certainly think that we've started a good conversation with it. I wouldn't take it off the table as to trying it again in the future, but I definitely think that we've started a conversation and become a topic of conversation. And to your point, like a lot of people have stated that they want the city commission to step up and take care of the problem and prioritize public safety. So that has created a conversation there as well. So if it's a no vote tonight on our side, we would thank the commissioners that stood up for us, Commissioner Kolpak, Commissioner Turnberg, Commissioner Strand. They went to bat for us and put it on the ballot so the voters could voice their opinion. And so we certainly appreciate everything that they've done as far as helping support us and helping get this measure on the ballot to start with. And then, of course, the public, we appreciate everything that they've done and going out and voting.
Yeah. Is there anything else you'd like to say before we go, or just to people who haven't been out to the polls yet?
If you haven't gone out to vote, go vote. And whether people vote yes or no on any of the measures that they get to read through, we appreciate everything, all the support that we've gotten from the public. But no, I'd encourage people to go vote, and if they can go vote yes on Measure 3 for Fargo, we would certainly appreciate it. That's the one labeled Fire and Police.
Eric Eisenmiller, thank you for joining us here today on Valley
Thank you
News
so much,
Now.
Sydney.
And remember, polls are open until 7 o'clock in North Dakota, 8 o'clock in Minnesota. As long as you're in line by then, you can still vote. Thank you, and stay tuned for team coverage throughout the day.